students, myself Amardeep Ram Prasad Jadhav, working as assistant professor in chemistry at Late Pushpadevi Patil Arts and Science College, Risod, District, Washington. Today we are going to see Unit 3, Section P of BSc 3rd year semester 5, that is organometallic compounds. Okay, so now in introduction of organometallic compounds, we'll first look into the definition of organometallic compounds. Right? The definition of the organometallic compound is compounds having direct metal and carbon bonding are called organometallic compounds. Okay, so organometallic compounds are those compounds in which metal atom is directly attached to the carbon atom of the organic group. Okay, like here it is shown in the figure that the carbon atom C is directly attached to metal, okay, with a bond. Okay, this straight line is nothing but a bond between carbon and the metal atom, where this metal atom can be potassium, sodium, lithium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, and so on, right? So this is how we have seen the definition of the organometallic compounds and how they can be drawn. Now we are going to see next how to name the organometallic compounds. Okay, it is very simple to give the name to the organometallic compounds. It is just given by adding the name of the metal to the organic group. Like there are so many organic groups like ethyl, methyl, aryl, propyl, and all. Okay, so here we are just adding the name of the metal behind the name of the organic group. Like here in the example, lithium is directly attached to CH3, that is the methyl group. So the name of the compound is methyl lithium. Okay, first comes the organic group and then after that the name of the metal. So here methyl lithium. Like in the second example, there are two C2H5 groups, right? There are two C2H5 groups. This C2H5 is nothing but the ethyl group. Okay, this ethyl group are directly attached to zinc. So the name of this compound is diethyl zinc. Okay, in the last example, that's methyl group, that is CH3 group, is directly attached to magnesium bromide. So name of this compound is methyl magnesium bromide. So this is how the organometallic compounds were named. Okay, then next we are going to see the ionic character. Okay, this is the most important property of the organometallic compounds. Okay, so as we know, the metal atoms are electropositive in nature, right? So when the electropositive nature of the metal in the organometallic compounds is more, that bond shows more ionic character, right? Like the bond in potassium and carbon shows 50% of ionic character. Okay, this why to study this ionic character, because this ionic character decides the reactivity of the organic compounds. More will be the ionic character, more reactive will be the organic compound. Okay, which organic compound? The organometallic compound. So below this we have given with the table which shows the percent ionic characters and the metal bonds along with their percent ionic characters. So here in the blue color we have given two carbon metal bonds of the organometallic compounds. Okay, the first one is carbon and the potassium bond. It shows 50% ionic character, and then behind after that carbon sodium bond, it shows 47% of ionic character. Then there are so many compounds, and in the end carbon and lead bond has 12% of ionic character, and that of carbon and mercury bond in organometallic compounds of the mercury shows 9% of the ionic character. So the blue the carbon metal bonds shown in blue color here are the most ionic character having bonds. Okay, more percent ionic character having bonds, and that of these two shown in yellow has less percent of ionic character in it. Okay, then after after that, this carbon lithium bond has 43% of ionic character, and that of carbon and magnesium bond has 35% of ionic character in it. These two were shown in red in this particular table because we are going to see some in some details about the compounds, organometallic compounds of lithium and magnesium. Hence these two are highlighted over here, right? Okay, then after that we are going to look into the organomagnesium compounds. Like in the previous slide we have said, we are going to discuss these carbon magnesium compounds and carbon lithium compounds. So out of that, first we are going to see the carbon magnesium compounds, that is organomagnesium compounds. Okay, so they are shown, or they are denoted, or they are expressed chemically or written chemically in the form of RMgX, or in the formula RMgX. R stands for any organic group, Mg stands for magnesium, and X stands for halides like chlorides, bromides, iodides, etc. Right? So RMgX are the organomagnesium halides, and these were first discovered or synthesized in or prepared in the laboratory by Victor Grignard. Okay, so Victor Grignard is the pioneer who first produced or synthesized the organomagnesium halide, that is RMgX, and because of the discovery of this compound is particularly discovered by Grignard, so these compounds were also known as Grignard reagent. Okay, because it is discovered by Grignard, they were named after the name of the scientist and are called as Grignard reagent. Okay, these are the most important class of the reagent because these are used to prepare different organic compounds. Okay, we are having functional groups in organic compounds, so all of that functional group having different functional group having compounds were synthesized by using Grignard reagents. So these are the very important class of reagent, that is Grignard reagent. And for this tremendously used discovery, Grignard got Nobel Prize in 1912. Okay, so now we are going to see the methyl magnesium bromide Grignard reagent, its synthesis and its reactions. Okay, so begin with the synthesis. When methyl magnesium bromide is synthesized, okay, methyl magnesium bromide can be synthesized by reacting magnesium with the alkyl halide in the presence of dry ether. Okay, why dry ether? Because whatever the reagent is forming here, it reacts very vigorously with the water, and that can produce heat and it can burst your vessel, or the vessel means here your conical flask, or the beaker, or the round bottom flask you are using for the reaction. It gets bursts because of the reaction of the methyl magnesium bromide with the water. Okay, or it can get quenched whenever that reaction is going to happen with the water and the methyl magnesium bromide. It reduces the amount of methyl magnesium bromide, that is Grignard reagent, in the solution. So very dry ether is used for the synthesis of methyl magnesium bromide. So the general reaction shown as Rx, that is methyl bromide, as shown in the below reaction, it reacts with the magnesium in the presence of dry ether, which is written on the arrow, right? So it gives RMgX, that is CH3MgBr, that is methyl magnesium bromide. Now we are going to look into the reactions which are being, or the compounds which are being synthesized using methyl magnesium bromide. Okay, that is synthetic application. The first topic in synthetic application is electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so in the electrophilic substitution reaction, first is synthesis of alkanes, right? Alkanes means there is no double bond in the carbon and carbon compounds. Okay, so Grignard reagent reacts with active hydrogen containing compounds like water, alcohols, then carboxylic acids, amines to give the alkanes. In general reaction, we can say RMgX plus HA. HA is any compound which has active hydrogen, and A stands for different groups like OH in the water, OR in the alcohols, RCO in the carboxylic acid, NH2 in the primary amines, RNH in the secondary amines, and in presence of dry ether it gives us the corresponding alkane, right? RH is alkane, and along with it there is magnesium hydroxide halide is formed. Okay, so in the example we are going to see that when methyl magnesium bromide reacts with water, it gives us the methane and the magnesium bromohydroxide. Okay, then again in the next reaction, when methyl magnesium bromide it reacts with methyl magnesium bromide, it reacts with the alkyl halide, that is CH3Br, it forms the higher alkane, that is the bond is formed between this CH3 of the methyl magnesium bromide and this CH3 of the methyl bromide. So our product of this reaction is ethane, right? C2H6 ethane plus MgBr2. Okay, then in the next is synthesis of higher alkanes. Okay, higher alkanes can be obtained from reaction of unsaturated halide with Grignard reagent. Unsaturated halides means the compounds which are having double bonds in it. Okay, the compounds which contains double bonds are double or triple bonds, they are unsaturated compounds. Okay, so here the bromine group is halide, so these compounds are unsaturated halides. When this unsaturated halide reacts with the Grignard reagent, it gives us the higher alkene or the higher unsaturated compound. Okay, so here methyl magnesium bromide, that is CH3MgBr, reacts with CH2 double bond CH2Br. Okay, allyl bromide, right? Allyl bromide, it gives us the CH2CH CH2CH3 1-butene, right? What is the name of this compound is 1-butene plus magnesium bromide. Then synthesis of higher alkanes. So in this reaction also, when methyl magnesium bromide is going to react with the propylene, okay, propylene, it first gives us the magnesium bromide of the propylene, that is the CH is going to get with this CH3, that is methane is going to form, and here this hydrogen is replaced by magnesium bromide. Okay, then this Grignard reagent, which is shown here, it reacts with the alkyl halide, that is CH3Br, to give us the higher alkane. Okay, in the beginning this compound contains 3 carbon, but at the product this compound contains 4 carbon atoms, so this is nothing but the higher alkyne, right? CH3 C triple bond C single bond CH3, so this is having 1 carbon more than that of the starting material, so it is the higher alkyne plus magnesium bromohydride. Okay, or the MgHBr. Okay, then again next is synthesis of other organometallic compounds using the Grignard reagent. Okay, so here first is the diethyl mercury. We can synthesize this diethyl mercury organometallic compound by using Grignard reagent. Okay, 2 moles of C2H5MgBr, that is ethyl magnesium bromide, reacts with HgCl2, that is mercury chloride, to give the C2H5 twice Hg. Okay, C2H5 is twice Hg plus twice MgBrCl. Again, for the preparation of tetramethyl lead, this 4 moles of this ethyl magnesium bromide reacts with the 2 moles of the lead chloride to give the tetraethyl lead. Okay, C2H5 out of the box 4 Pb, that is tetraethyl lead, plus the byproduct twice MgBrCl plus the lead. Okay. Then in the formation of the triethyl tin, 4 moles of ethyl magnesium bromides reacts with the tin bromide or tin tetrabromide to give the tetraethyl tin plus 4 MgBr2. Okay. Then the nucleophilic addition reaction. First of all, we have seen the electrophilic addition or electrophilic substitution reaction over here. Now we are going to see the nucleophilic addition reactions of the Grignard reagent. So in that, first is reaction with formaldehyde. Okay. So in nucleophilic addition reaction, all these compounds are going to give us the alcohols. Okay. Most of the time, all these nucleophilic addition reactions of the methyl magnesium bromide, that is Grignard reagent, is going to provide us the product that is alcohols. Okay, keep it in mind. Okay, now first is the reaction of with formaldehyde. Okay, so formaldehyde is HC double bond O, again this carbon again had a hydrogen. Okay, H2C double bond O plus methyl magnesium bromide gives us the adduct ROMgX, and this ROMgX adduct on hydrolysis, this is breaking of water. Hydrolysis, hydro means water and lysis means breaking. So hydrolysis gives us the RCH2OH, that is primary alcohol. Okay, when Grignard reagent reacts with formaldehyde, it gives us the primary alcohol. Okay, understanding? Okay, the next is reaction with acetaldehyde. Okay, any aldehyde other than formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is also aldehyde, but any aldehyde other than formaldehyde, when reacts with the Grignard reagent, it is going to provide the secondary alcohol. Okay, so first in this reaction, when acetaldehyde reacts with methyl magnesium bromide, it going to give us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis is going to give us the 2-propanol. What? 2-propanol. Okay. So this is the reaction of the methyl magnesium bromide or the Grignard reagent with the aldehyde other than formaldehyde. Okay. The next is reaction with ketone. Grignard reaction or Grignard reagent on reaction with ketones gives us the tertiary alcohol. Okay, what it gives us? The tertiary alcohol. Okay, this is acetone. Okay, this acetone when reacts with the methyl magnesium bromide, it is going to give us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis going to give us the tertiary alcohol. Okay, that is butanol. Okay, that is tertiary butanol. So here in all these three reactions, our product is the alcohol. Okay, the group having or the compound having OH group, but in the case of formaldehyde, it gives us the primary alcohol. In case of the acetaldehyde or the aldehyde other than formaldehyde, it gives us the secondary alcohol, and when it reacts with the ketones, it is going to give us the tertiary alcohol. Okay, so these are the three comparative reactions. Okay, formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and ketone, all of the compounds having the carbonyl functionality, right? C double bond O, C double bond O, C double bond O. Okay, the next is a reaction with the ethylene oxide. Okay, this ethylene oxide is also called as epoxide. Okay, also named as epoxide. When this epoxide, okay, that is ethylene oxide, reacts with methyl magnesium bromide, it is going to give us the adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis is going to give us the primary alcohol. Okay, primary alcohol, that is N-propyl alcohol. Okay, N stands for the straight chain of the carbon. So N-propyl alcohol. Okay, when this ethylene oxide, okay, when this ethylene oxide reacts with the Grignard reagent, that is methyl magnesium bromide, going to give us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis is going to provide us the N-propyl alcohol. Okay, the next is the reaction with acetyl chloride. When Grignard reagent, this CH3MgBr reacts with acetyl chloride, that is CH3COCl, is going to give us the adduct. Okay, this type of adduct, this adduct on hydrolysis is going to give us the ketone first. Okay, what it gives us? The ketone first, and then this ketone again reacts with the methyl magnesium bromide, as we have seen in the previous reaction. Ketones reacts with the Grignard reagent to give us the adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis is provide us the secondary, or sorry, the tertiary alcohol. Secondary alcohols we are obtaining in the case of the aldehydes other than the formaldehyde, and in case of formaldehyde we are going to get the primary alcohols. But here the first product of the reaction that is reaction of acetyl chloride with methyl magnesium bromide gives us the ketone, and ketone reacts with the methyl magnesium bromide to provide us the final product as the tertiary alcohol. Here this tertiary alcohol is tertiary butanol. Okay, then next reaction is reaction of the Grignard reagent with the methyl cyanide. Okay, reaction of the Grignard reagent with the methyl cyanide. Okay, in this reaction here we are going to get the different product other than that of the alcohol. Correct. So here we are not going to get the alcohol, but here in this case we are going to get the ketone. In this reaction what happens? The methyl cyanide reacts with methyl magnesium bromide to give us this ketamine. Okay, this ketamine magnesium bromide. This ketamine on hydrolysis, this MgBr group gets out, and here we get the ketamine intermediate. Okay, this ketamine intermediate on hydrolysis is going to give us the ketone and the ammonia gas, right? Ammonia gas. So here this reaction, in this reaction when methyl cyanide reacts with methyl magnesium bromide, this reaction yields us the intermediate ketamine, and this intermediate ketamine on hydrolysis provide us the acetone and the ammonia. Okay, next is the reaction of Grignard with carbon dioxide. Okay, so this reaction gives us the acetic acid. Okay, when carbon dioxide, that is dry carbon dioxide, okay, finely powdered dry carbon dioxide, that is dry ice, reacts with methyl magnesium bromide, provides us the adduct, and this adduct further on hydrolysis going to give us the acetic acid plus the byproduct. Okay, now next are the organolithium compounds. Okay, these compounds are having a bond between carbon and the lithium metal. Okay, this bond is direct bond between methyl or the organic group with the lithium. So example of the organic lithium are CH3Li, methyl lithium, CH3 CH2 Li, that is ethyl lithium, CH3 CH2 CH2 Li, that is propyl lithium. Now we are going to see the synthesis of these compounds. Okay, so methyl bromide on reaction with lithium metal in presence of dry ether and in inert atmosphere of the nitrogen at 263 kelvins provides us methyl lithium with the lithium bromide. Okay, this lithium bromide is solid, and this is the reagent present in the ether. Okay, that is methyl lithium. Okay, then properties of the organolithium compounds. Okay, so these are the three properties of the organic metal, out of which first is they are colorless liquids and or low melting solids. These organolithium compounds are colorless liquids or they are solids of low melting point. Okay, these are soluble in organic solvents. Okay, these organolithium compounds are soluble in organic solvents, and these compounds are very sensitive towards air and moisture. As I previously said, in the case of the Grignard reagent, these compounds, that is organolithium compounds, are also very sensitive towards air and moisture. Okay, they react with the moisture present in the air vigorously, and the reaction vessel can get burst. Okay, due to more electropositive nature of the lithium as compared with the magnesium, carbon lithium bond is more ionic as compared to the carbon magnesium bond. As we have previously said that when the bond between the metal and the carbon, and the metal has more electropositive nature, means that bond has more ionic character, and as the more ionic character is there, that organometallic compound will be more reactive. So here we can say organolithium compounds are more reactive than Grignard reagent. Okay, then after that we are going to see the reaction of the organolithium compounds with different reagents. Okay, all these reaction whatever we are going to see in organolithium compounds are same, gives the same product as in case of the Grignard reagent. Okay, but organolithium compounds are more reactive, so the reactions are fast. Okay, so first is reaction with water. Okay, methyl lithium reacts with water to give methane. Okay, methyl lithium reacts with water to give methane. Okay, like we have seen in the Grignard also. Okay, then second is the reaction with formaldehyde. Okay, like Grignard reagent, when organolithium compound reacts with formaldehyde, it is going to give us the primary alcohol, as we have seen it in the case of the Grignard. Here also the formaldehyde reacts with methyl lithium to gives us the ethanol. Okay, correct. Then next reaction is reaction with aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde. Okay, methyl lithium on treating with aldehyde other than formaldehyde produces secondary alcohol. The example is acetaldehyde reacts with methyl lithium to give us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis provides us the secondary alcohol, that is isopropanol. Okay, 2-propanol. Okay, isopropanol or 2-propanol. The next reaction is reaction with ketone, as we have seen in Grignard reagent. When Grignard reagent reacts with the ketone, our product of this reaction will be tertiary alcohol, and same thing is happened or occurs in case of the organolithium compounds as well. When ketone, that is acetone, reacts with the organolithium compound, that is methyl lithium, it provides us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis gives us the tertiary alcohol, right, as shown in this reaction. Okay, so all these products are same in case of Grignard and organolithium compounds. But Grignard is organomagnesium compounds, and here the reagent is organolithium compound. Okay, then reaction with ethylene oxide, that is epoxide. Okay, this is also the same reaction. This epoxide or the ethylene oxide reacts with the methyl lithium to gives us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis gives us the propanol, N-propyl alcohol or propanol. Okay, then next reaction is the reaction with carbon dioxide. Okay, so methyl lithium on reaction with carbon dioxide followed by hydrolysis gives us the acetic acid, as we have seen the same in case of the Grignard. This finely powdered dry ice or the carbon dioxide reacts with methyl lithium to provide us this adduct, and this adduct on hydrolysis gives us the acetic acid. Okay, so this is how we have seen the organometallic compounds, how their introduction, the definition, their definition, how to name them, then their ionic characters, then percent ionic characters. Then after that we have seen the two organometallic compound, that is organomagnesium compound and organolithium compound. Organomagnesium compounds are also called as Grignard reagent, because Grignard firstly synthesized the organomagnesium compounds. Okay, then we have seen their different reaction, and same, most of them were same in case of organolithium compound as well. So this is how we end with the chapter. Thank you.